This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Suncoast News and Scoop, and we're talking a little bit about park safety down in Venice. Yep, our leaders, our political leaders got together, and they're concerned about the safety at the well field. This comes after some parents noted issue with an elderly man talking to kids. I posted about it, and if you're on Instagram or Facebook, I'll put a link to my website. I usually will put this on a webpage. Within that webpage, I'll put that previous story where they were looking for a guy that allegedly came up to a kid, but nothing ever came of it. So they're turning their focus on, parents are, on improving safety and security at the parks. Joe Newender has been vocal in this. I remember yesterday a conversation, we were briefly talking about it, and it's about, for example, if you go to Wellfield, there's 4 access points, and anything can happen. They want to make sure the kids are safe. They're talking right now about putting license plate readers in there at the access points of the park so they can see who's coming and going. And the police, the Venice police, said they'll do some kind of risk assessment. And this all comes after this individual allegedly approached some young girls there the other day. And they're also in discussions on what do we need to do to improve the soccer fields as well out there. I can tell you that this goes back years as someone that's been following local politics in Venice for years. The biggest issue, and I remember when Hawk was in the office, and I remember I commented on this yesterday during our conversation, his issue was the percentage of the population that actually have kids that use those parks is minimal, and that most of the parks are used by individuals that are not residents of the city of Venice, which is rather small. And so he didn't want to use tax dollars for the tax dollars of the city of Venice residents to modernize the fields, since it was rarely used. And this has been a sticking point for years. And it wasn't just Hollick at the time, although he was one of the more vocal ones. Bob Daniels, I believe, had the same view, along with some of the other council members, none of them of which are really on there anymore. Maybe the only one that's on there is Mitzi, and I don't remember her view on it. And I'm not even sure if it was covered then. And then you got the county coming in. The county basically doesn't want to put out the money on it. They're saying they are putting out some money, but they don't want to put out much more. They're saying this is a responsibility of the city of Venice, and that's where we've been with this tug of war for years on upgrading this park and trying to make it into a better location. I know at one point they wanted it to be a regional sports center. And the other thing that was interesting too that I heard in conversations yesterday was basically that the area is viewed as like where the Sarasota Hospital is, which is right around the corner from Wellfield, as the center of the county once all those homes are built up in Northport with Wayland Park and all the other construction that's going on. And I thought that was interesting. And how many more kids are going to be coming to use that park? So is it a county issue, since most of the kids using the park are county residents? Or should the city be held responsible and accountable for doing all these upgrades, even though a low percentage of the population is using the park? It is within the city limits, and that's where the discussion revolves around. So where do we stand? Where do you stand? Let us know. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Suncoast News and Scoop.